Oh, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Morning Gardener, and here I'm cutting back a tree. It does two things for this yard. One, it draws an incredible number of pollinators into the yard, but it got out of control. So what I did, I cut back all the vines, as you can see, all the vines, and it just takes time. Start on your pruning before your gardening season starts, folks. Start on it, keep it under control before it gets out of control. This right here will serve two purposes. It will rot down. It will serve purposes as compost. And that I love when it uses free resources to rebuild your soil. All this is cut, except we can get a little up in front towards the neighbor's yard. And that way it keeps the neighbors happy, and you keep your tree and keep it trimmed up. And this is we're looking at 5-6 years of growth though. So you know, I kind of thought it would grow and then stop at a point, but it just got bigger and bigger to where you couldn't even see the tree. You could not see this tree. This tree was cut down about 8 years ago. It was cut down, and then I said, well, it'll stay there, it'll die as a stump, and then I'll knock it down and it'll be food for my garden, but it didn't. It served as food for these huge vines. See how they wrap and grow up? They're all inside this tree. And it's the best resource in the world for them, so they took advantage of it. So now I'm going to reap the rewards by using the vines that grew here, and I'm going to also someday knock this tree down and use the nutrients from it, whatever remains. This is the Morning Gardener. I'm going to continue on this cut. But remember, start your pruning and cleaning up of your yard before the weeds get out of control. This one here appears to be doing quite well. Remember what we talked about in the other video. In natural circumstances, animals would eat from this tree all the berries, all the leaves that they could get a hold of at that time or when they're finished eating, and then they would excrete their waste near the tree. This here, of course, was put there by myself, which was cow manure, but that's how they would do it. They wouldn't excrete all the way around the tree. They would just do it in a spot. Another animal would come and he would leave some here or whatever, and the trees would eat. In turn, completing the circle. That's how they would do it. And this tree is doing quite well. It's in a sunny location. And the soil here is not that great. It's a clay soil. It's been treated with years of leaves that have been piled here. And it appears to be doing quite well. These trees here, these are peach trees. This is a young tree, about 2 years old. That's a Stanley plum. This is the tallest tree that I have in the yard, which is a Bartlett pear, and I keep it in check because it would be 20 feet tall by now if I wouldn't keep it cut. But this tree will stay no taller than about 6 to 7 feet. That's one of the rules of staying on my property. Well, I cut a few pieces from my grapevines, and I'm going to put them in the soil or sand so they could start rooting. This is a Thompson grape, and it's easy to do. Let me show you real quick. Alright, take the little cutters, that's what I do. I cut them on an angle. You can see that's nice and green. And then before, I just put them in the sand. And I take another one, find the up end, which the buds are pointing upward, and I put the seeds in grapevine stem in the ground. Here's the last one. This one has a bigger end on it, but you just simply place it in the ground. It's got some plants in the way, and push it in the ground, and that's it. And these little cuttings will grow. I have kiwi, the 3 here, and the rest up here are grapevines.